Hello everyone, hope you've been having a good day, a good week, hope everything's been going well, and hope you've been taking care of yourselves out there. Sukinode here, playing around with Akuma, and just showing off a little bit of what he's got going on. Now, Akuma's not really in my wheelhouse, even messing around with him the little bit I've done. I think he's got everything that he needs. And literally the only thing keeping him from just crushing everything in this game is his low health pool. He has the lowest health in the game at 9,000. Like I was doing some practicing with Marisa. Some of her combos are almost one touch of deaths for him, which I figured that would be the case. I was like, if he's only got 9 grand, what's 50% for one character is almost 60 or 70% for him, right? So Marisa can kill him. If Marisa gets him one good hit, she kills him really, really easily. So be on the lookout for all those Marisa mains out there. They will end you. And everybody hurts for him. Like I've seen Lily's do massive damage. I've seen Rashid's do massive damage. Everything hurts. Everything hurts so much. But he's got a lot to make up for it. So let's start with the fireballs. So he's got 3 speeds of fireball. He's got his light, he's got his medium, and he's got his heavy at fastest. He also has the ability to charge his fireballs. This is all without drive gauge, by the way. So that's level 1 charge, and then if you hold it all the way, that's level 2. If you notice, normal fireball 1 hit, first level charge is 2 hits. 2 hits, and then second level is 3 hits. So for no drive gauge, if you charge it all the way up, he gets a 3 hitting fireball, and that's all of them. So medium, heavy, all of them. And then he can still OD, which is a normal 2 hitter, unless you charge it as well. So even his OD has a charge. It's really fast. See, there it is. There's the level 1. It's really fast, so the OD is a lot tighter. But he has 3 level charges to his OD fireball as well. Now this is his ground fireball game. And then he has his air fireball. Light at the lowest, medium, and his heavy. Now, the trajectory changes depending on whether you use the light, medium, or the heavy. So the light has the most acute angle, and then it gets more obtuse as it goes, right? So if you do his heavy too close, if you do his heavy air fireball too close, it goes over their head, right? So most people will use the medium one, which is the average speed, or most people will use the light one, which is the slowest, which is what sets up things like drive rush after it. Now, it follows similar rules to jump-ins, where the higher the fireball hits, the less plus frames you have. So you want the fireball, see we have 11 there. You want the fireball to hit as close to their knees or their feet as you can. And then that gives you the ability to literally drive rush after it, right? Almost with impunity. So I've been tinkering around with it, but it's hard to get the trajectory just right. But if you do it right, yeah. And there's not much that can be done if you aim it and it'll hit first. Now, the further away you are, it will allow them to sometimes jump the fireball. I've seen that happen. And there are some DPs that either go under it and knock you out of it, or some DPs are just, I guess, air invincible and go through the projectile as well. I'm still not sure. I've been looking at it like real hard, and I cannot tell. And I haven't been able to specifically recreate the situation. Like OD DPs, of course, go through it because they're invincible. And I know heavy DPs are, I assume, air invincible, are supposed to be air invincible. But they're not, I don't think they're supposed to be projectile invincible. So I'll have to tinker around with that a little bit more. But you got his air fireball. Now, we also have the DP. So, no block. Light, which goes almost directly up. His medium doesn't go much further, and it's 2 hits. And then you have his heavy, which goes a little bit further out. His DP is very much very much like Ryu's, in that it doesn't have very much travel. So I believe the medium one is probably going to be an all-purpose. It should hit just as well directly above you. It's only a frame longer. And there's no reason to really use the heavy unless you call the jump in, right? Or you can react that fast. Then he has the OD, which is the one that slams down and gives you 14 frames of advantage. So, and you're not very far away from them. You're right there, and you're at 14 plus. I mean, it speaks for itself, right? So, yeah. So DP is DP. And then we have the Hurricane Kick, the light, medium, and the heavy is a lift. The OD, and it puts you right there. You're 46 frames. And you're right on top of them. Go nuts. Have fun. Okay, so as for moves, he basically always had, but for Street Fighter V specifically, this is his hop. And it's basically Cammy's hooligan. Now, I think Cammy got it from him. They gave her a version of this to Cammy. And that's what her hooligan is. It's just a version of this hop. Because I don't think Cammy had her hooligan in Street Fighter V. But Akuma had this in Street Fighter V. I don't know if he had it in any previous Street Fighters to that. Maybe Street Fighter 4. Maybe. What is interesting, if we put Ryu here on block all, if we just let it rock, +2. That's the light. Now, the light doesn't go too far, but it does hop projectiles. So, it does hop projectiles. So, light, medium, goes much further, and heavy, which goes pretty much full screen. And the OD, there we go, right? Turn this off. Now, what's interesting about this is if you just let it rock the way it is, +2, +2, +2. If they block the low, you are always +2 on all versions of it. All versions. Now, out of this hop, he gets the chop, and it is a true overhead. If I am not mistaken. Crouch, block all. Yeah, see, it's forcing Ryu to stand to block it. So yeah, it is forcing Ryu to stand to block it. So it is a true overhead. Now, they're all plus. No matter what version you use, no matter which hop version you use, and which strength of heavy you use, and which strength of punch you use, because it's his hop into punch, right? So no matter what strength, they are all plus. If they block this, plus. Okay? Now, the light will always... Oh, that's the first time it's not been always in front. So if you're right in their face, the light, if you do the chop, will go over them. Alright? The mid will always cross up, and the heavy will always cross up. But if you do this, it will always do that. And it doesn't matter which version you use, it doesn't auto-correct itself. Which would make it a cross-up fucking monster if it did. But it does not auto-correct. At any point. Once you go, until you land, you are going in that direction. So it will not cross up for you. The hop, if you let it rock, will always be in front. This will always cross. The medium will always cross up, and the heavy will always cross up. Okay? So what I've also noticed is with the hop and the chop, if you can get the chop just on the edge, you get more plus frames. So if you're one of those spacing monsters that loves to outspace your opponent and you can always perfectly space things in a match, +8 at the very tip. And it might go up to +9. I'm not sure. This is the most I've gotten is 8. I've seen 5, 6, 7, and 8. I've not been able to get 9. So, oh, there we go. 9. 9. There we go. And at the closest, I believe it is always 5 or 4 frames. Yeah, you always get a minimum of 4. Yeah, 9 seems to be the highest I can measure it with my eyes without just getting lucky and getting a 10. Now, 8. One more time. 10! Nice! Yes! If you're a spacing monster, 10 frame advantage right here. And guess what? You can still do that. And this, dry brush. So if you're a spacing monster with Akuma, have fun, go wild. Oh, I love that. I love shit like that. I gotta admit, I love shit like that. That's silly. So, one more thing we can do out of our hop is our dive kick. Our dive kick runs on the same principles I assume all dive kicks run on. The lower you hit to the feet, the more plus frames you get. -1 at the high. 0 mid. Oop. +2. Oop. It's really tight if you want to get it like arrow. If you want to get it very specific, it's really tight and the spacing is really kind of wonky. +4. There we go. +4. And this is the same off of any of them. So -3 at the shoulders. If I hit any higher than that. So it looks like -3. Nope, -4. -2. So no. This is the medium. 2. It's easier, I think, to do with the medium because it goes further and it has a wider. It has the arc is wider with the medium, and then a wider again, or is more obtuse with the heavy as well. So the medium is a lot easier to get that hit at the toes, so you can get the +4. But yeah, he seems to have a lot of ways of giving himself plus frames, like lots of ways. It's so, but you have to be very well spaced with him. Yeah, so that is it. I'm trying to see if I can get 5. Sorry, I'm playing around with it to see if I can get 5. The heavy, I think, might be most difficult one, actually, because it has +3. Yeah, see that angle? +4. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure if you can hit him right in the ankle, you probably can get +5, but I just can't be accurate enough to do it. Okay, now, his new move, which works very much like Marisa's Damocraeus. And then you hold forward for it. So this is just negative across the board. It is basically, yeah, all versions of it. So this has basically, in my mind, is relegated to the exact same principle as Marisa's Damocraeus in combos. It's a combo extender. It's not good for, it's not an anti-air of any kind, even though Marisa's kind of is, which is something in the patch I don't think they actually changed. Marisa's Damocraeus is still completely unreliable as an anti-air. That's one of the things they did not change. Goddamn assholes. Anyway, but new moves. Now, this, I believe, can be... Am I wrong? I might be wrong. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't. Oh, okay. So just like Marisa's Damocraeus, you can level 3 off of it. But can I level 2 off of it? Nope. Seems to be purely. Seems to be purely level 3 cancelable. Okay. And I believe. Let's see. Did Tatsu? Oh, we're forgetting the teleport, which is just a teleport. It's not invincible in any way. He can be knocked out of it. Yeah. Yeah, it'll just follow. It basically goes full screen. Like, you're just outside of throw range, so if you tick forward a little bit, when you go forward towards an opponent, you go much further than when you go backwards. So you don't go backwards full screen. And of course, our command grab, which is the only thing you can do out of it. I was positive you were allowed to do like a hit out of this or go into your hop out of it, like cancel it into those things. I was positive it looked like you could do those things, but no. It's just a teleport. And it does switch sides. So you can use it for like side switch tricks and things like that. No problem. Okay, so his supers. His level 1 super. Big fuck off fireball. Now, this super is hit and throw invulnerable, but it is not projectile invulnerable. Oop, fucked up. Projectiles will knock you right out of it. But do medium punch. Hit invulnerable and throw invulnerable. Took me a little while to get to test the throw one because it's a pain in the ass, but I got it. But yeah, hit invulnerable, throw invulnerable, not projectile invulnerable. All right, so level 2. Oh, hold on. What am I doing? Level 2, completely invulnerable, 8 frames. Level 3, of course you know what it is. Oh, actually, here, because there's There's 3 level 3s pretty much, right? He has 3 level 3s. Where's my health bar at? So there's his normal level 3. Punch to the face. Classic, classic. Nice and brutal. I like it, I like it, I like it. Then there's his CA. Now this one I really like better because you're trying to stop it and then he's just like, okay, I'll fireball you in the face. That's vicious to me. That's vicious. Then there is his Raging Demon. Which is light punch, forward, light kick, heavy. It's a fucking cheat code input. Oh, and at this range, it's unavoidable. Now, I don't know if it's unavoidable in the way that Zangief's level 3 is unavoidable, where you have to already, you have to hard call it and already be jumping to get out of it, or if it's just unavoidable. Now, there are apparently 2 secret level 2s that you can do by doing his back taunt. And then this is the taunt. You're supposed to be able to hold all the buttons to make him eat a rice ball. And then he goes into a sort of install state that gives him access to his 2 other secret supers. But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I see you in the next video, and you guys take it easy.